Go ahead, Unbiased.
Yeah, let me cook on Garvey.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right, so Garvey was a clown. All right.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah,
they gonna get you. They gonna get you, Unbiased.
Nah, they won't
Unbiased
dare.
Ryan, they gonna get your ass, man.
They won't dare. I've been chasing them, by the way. I've been in their spaces, on their videos, chasing them. I got one guy to pull up and he got cooked. So I've been chasing them. Brother Reggie don't even want to talk Marcus Garvey with me. All right. So anyway, Marcus Garvey, a scam and fraud. First of all, he came over here with something we were not even thinking about. You know, if you go back to Frederick Douglass said, he said, our sweat and blood was in this country. We are proud Americans. So when he reached out to Booker T. Washington, well, guess what? This is what they don't talk about. Booker T. Washington was a proud American. He believed in building things in America and staying here. He didn't believe in fleeing the country and trying to start all over like Ngozi eloquently stated. So Marcus Garvey came with an idea that was foreign to our black leadership at that time. This is what he cooked on them. So when he came and started selling his fraudulent stocks, because he has background at a printing press in Jamaica, so he knew how to forge some stuff. So he comes over here with unlicensed stocks, illegitimately selling stocks, and guess what? He got fined for that. He got fined for selling unregistered, unlicensed stocks, $100. At that time, I believe it's like $10,000 now, considering inflation. So he was penalized for being a fraud with stocks. Okay, so this is what he did. He came over here and he was pitching ideas, these beautiful Dr. Umar large school, projects that was nobody can do. Hey, I'm gonna bring you guys back to Africa, to Liberia, because the white man is just so terrible. But meanwhile, people like A. Philip Randolph is over here conquering and winning labor rights and union rights and child labor acts. So they're accomplishing stuff in America, and they're gaining ground, right? They're trying to get equality, equal wages. They're doing real activism work. A. Philip Randolph is the father of the civil rights movement, right? He mentored Dr. King, by the way, and he spoke at Washington. Anyway, so he came with that message, and guess what? He linked up with them. He linked up with A. Philip Randolph, W. Du Bois, and other leaders. He didn't link up with Booker T. Washington because he had already passed away. But he didn't come with Booker T. Washington's message about building something in America, being highly skilled and great. That's not his message. His message was, let's get on ships, let's flee the country entirely, and let's forget about what your ancestors did. Forget about the stuff that's owed to you for cheap labor, free labor. Forget about convict leasing, the pianist system. Forget about the HOLC. Forget about the Social Security Act, GI Bill. Forget about 1862 Homestead Act for white folks. Forget about all welfare, ABC, AFDC. Forget about all that stuff which locked you guys out of wealth for 100 years. Forget about all that's due to you. Just flee, because he has no ties. So it was easy for him to do that. But we were not thinking like that. We were trying to build something here and be left alone and be respected under the constitutional rights and our state laws, right? So that's what we were fighting for, largely. So when he came with this weird idea about fleeing the country, they charged him with, our leaders, our intellectuals, charged Garvey with succouring the masses, right? The unintellectuals, which is kind of easy to do. You can do it now, right? You can do it now. Like, you usually scam the people who don't know better. The people who are smart with type of, self-worth don't fall for scams. But the vulnerable typically fall for the scam. So they charged Marcus Garvey with that, taking advantage of people, hard-working money. Now, you want to brag about Marcus Garvey businesses? Stop, because he put the businesses with the stock money, the so-called stock money. He didn't have no separate income.
He bought the business with the donations?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes,
Unbiased sport. Can I ask you a question? There's I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but there's something about he had a lady killed. Is that true? Do you know anything about some woman being killed or getting killed by him?
I haven't came across that, but I will say that his squad was known to be violent goons.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a bunch of thugs. Yeah.
They will definitely put pressure on you. They was putting pressure on W. Du Bois and other folks. Yeah, but they did put hands on feet people. I don't know anything about a woman being killed, but I do know that they were very violent and they enforced, law and order like the mafia.
So he was pretty much. I'm going to say this. He was a charlatan. That's what he was.
Yeah, that's what they called him. A. Randolph called him that to his face. He said, "You're a charlatan." Like he said, you are promising something you can't deliver.
Y'all going to hell.
You dig? So anyway, of course it started to implode because some of the people who were told they would get this much money back on their stock, right? These dividends. They're like, "Yo, what's up? I'm having some hard time. I'm trying to liquidate some of this stuff and pay some bills." And Marcus Garvey like, "Hey, man, yeah, look, I got another shit you can invest in." And that's what he was doing. He was redirecting another ship, another dream. So this what got him busted. Okay. So the sister's right. His team started investing in ships that were no good. I won't say that's his fault, but it wasn't his fault entirely. So he didn't have any skills on inspections, right? He didn't hire the right individuals, but a lot of those ships were like, they were setting them up. They were sabotaging them, right? So some of that's there as well. But he didn't know how to hire the correct people to even inspect the ship. He was paying, like Umar did, just paying a local guy to do an HVAC. He was paying local guys with really no skills, no expertise to like inspect the ships, and that's how he got. But he largely failed because he started to advertise for ships he never owned. The Black Star Line never owned, so that was the fraud, by the way, that got him sent under the creek. Down the river, down back to Jamaica, when he started to sell stocks for ships he did not own. And that's when A. Philip Randolph was like, "I gotcha." But what truly buried him is when he met with the Klan for that ACS mission. And then that's when A. Philip Randolph said, "Okay, we got him." And they launched the Garvey Must Go campaign. And his chapter was done because black leaders hopped on that bandwagon and they was behind him. "Hey, J. Edgar, get this guy up out of the country, bro."
Whaley has landed several of those inside locates.
J. Edgar, too you could.
Now look, I'm gonna say this, Ngozi. They can't blame J. Edgar, right? J. Edgar. They can't blame him because Chief, he was only. If you look at his history, bro, I redid it. He was only successful at undermining organizations that were full of SHIT. Okay, he tried to undermine Nation of Islam, got nowhere. He tried to Beacon for Defense, got nowhere. Other stronger NAACP, other stronger type organizations that wasn't built on scamming, they survived this infiltration. The weakest ones, the Klan, the Mafia, and the Garvey movement, which is all weak and founded on BS, they all crumbled.
And see, people don't know that because when we hear about J. Edgar Hoover, like the black community, the conscious black community say he was just attacking black people and black organizations, and they also made up this thing about him saying, "Oh, there would never be another black messiah," but they don't know he also destroyed the Ku Klux Klan, and he's seen that was BS as well. People don't know that. This is the type of stuff that people need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
So now this is the interesting thing. So now he did get railroaded in court, right? Well, he tried to represent himself for one. He was his own lawyer. I don't know if y'all know that, but he was in there, "Your Honor, objection." He was doing that. Now he got railroaded. Right? He did, but it doesn't mean he was innocent. How many cases now where it's a hung jury or some foulness go on and you get let go, but that don't mean you're innocent. It just means that the court was on some BS. Look at Young Thug. The court was on some BS, and he's able to escape a lot of the hardcore charges. But the court did railroad him, but I don't give a damn. You harming my people. So they got him up out of here. He went to Jamaica. He tried to continue on. They said kick rocks. He went to London. Now, did you guys know this? Did you guys know how he went out? So everybody brag about the failures he had in while he was living, right, or in America. When he went to London,
he was poor. He was crazy. Yeah. He went crazy. He was poor. He was very poor.
You're broke. You're poor. Dude read his own obituary.
What?
Yeah. He went crazy. He was poor. And what's interesting, he never been to Africa either, Unbiased Sport. You know that, right?
Say that again?
He never been to Africa.
Yeah, I know that. Wait. So look, let me come back to that. Okay, so what I mean, Chief X, is that he had, because London is, Jamaica Island folks there too. They hated that scammer. So what they did was they purposely said he died before he died. So
who hated him?
Yeah, he literally read he's
Wait,
dead.
who hated him?
The London Island writers.
Okay.
The black ones, they hated his guts. They knew he was a charlatan, a scammer. So when he came to, he fled to London, they purposely said he died when he didn't die. So he literally woke up one day and read his obituary, like he's dead, like R.I.P. Marcus Garvey, great guy. He read that, and then of course he died shortly with a stroke. Now I know he never been to Africa, right? So this is the scam, all right. So a guy who, matter of fact, he's like most Pan-Africans. Even though today they talk all that talk, living right here with us.
Ain't going nowhere.
But they want to send us over there. So so that's typical of them. Like Baba James Small living right here in America. He got triple citizenships, but he's right over here.